I know it seems like I hate this franchise from my recent speakings on it, but I promise for every lick of hate for the bad titles in this franchise is a gallon of love towards one masterpiece that is the mere reason I'm harsh on the franchise in the first place. 10 years ago today, February 23rd, 2016, my single favorite piece of media of all time released, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. This game managed to single-handedly prove to me that video games are more than just a form of entertainment. It taught me that video games are an art, one to be respected just as much as films, fine arts, and books. And you might think that this is a bit exaggerated for a silly Plants vs. Zombies game. It's not. This game changed my life, and I want to celebrate this amazing title's 10-year anniversary with a love letter. A love letter to Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. This game is genuinely a perfect adaptation of Plants vs. Zombies in so many ways. The colors, the humor, the art style, the character writing, all is perfectly in line with what makes Plants vs. Zombies Plants vs. Zombies. In my opinion though, there are three major components in a PvZ soup: a compelling skill floor and ceiling, creative settings, and excellent music. And Garden Warfare 2 checks all of those boxes with flying colors. And one of the most overlooked aspects of this game's content are the maps, both stylistically and from a pure video game standpoint. This game has a very cool interpretation of what a zombie-controlled world would look like. Rather than run down and busted city streets, we have vibrant, technological settings that build this world as somewhere to live. Shit like seeing the Kraken arm wrap around the Zomboss statue, these robotic eyeballs on the side of Zomburbia residence. These fun details are spread around everywhere on the map. And the game immediately shows off how wonderful these environments look with the excellent tutorial. It's quick, to the point, and shows you what the game is all about, both in humor and in great gameplay. A genuine highlight of this game's teeny details is the zoo area on the Zomburbia map. All the cool zombified creatures to be found are super fun to look at. Except I don't just view these maps as something to look at. The best part of these maps is that they also really work from a gameplay perspective. They have tons of flanking opportunities and separate routes, which leads to a lack of annoying steamrolls and immense replayability. Team Vanquish has very balanced maps that can work with multiple different modes. Z-Tech Factory's lower area can be both a flanking path as well as a major battle area in modes like Suburbanation. Team Vanquish maps are very flexible, while Turf Takeover maps are much more focused and linear, which leads to faster paced gameplay at the cost of the variety you had with Team Vanquish maps. Garden Warfare maps also have the advantage of ending minigames on Turf Takeover. Once the attacking team takes 5 of the defense's capture points, they truly need to prove their skills in a final minigame. These can range from solid but a bit unfair towards the attacking team to one of the most entertaining video gaming experiences. Seeds of Time has a very dynamic ending minigame where the zombies have multiple different objectives they need to complete. They can complete them at any time they want during the finale, which leads to a very replayable final minigame with plenty of viable strategies for both teams, defending on rooftops, lowering the bridge early for a time boost. This ending minigame is the kind that has me thinking about my plan during the entire match. Zomburbia has one of the most stylistically charming final minigames. The entire plot of the map is just that the plants are doing a petty party crash on the zombie graduates. That's funny, man. That's, dare I say it, charming. Its gameplay is really fun too, especially on attack. Zomburbia is probably the best map in the game when it comes to pure style. So the ending minigame being a TP mission is a hilarious juxtaposition. And then we end up in Zombopolis, by far the strongest ending minigame between any of the 3 shooters. Being a full-on boss battle between Zombot and the plants, being both a cute reference to the game that started it all, as well as a genuinely well-designed boss battle. The zombies defend the Zombot's power source. Once that's over, damaging the Zombot is absolutely free game for about 15 seconds. There are once again great strategical— am I a fucking moron? I wrote down strategical strategies. There are once again great strategies for both ends of the rope. Zombies have the overall high ground advantage, which makes sense. All the plants have plenty of goofy flank routes like this random ass portal. The game has been designed in a way to be fair to both sides while still being a reward to the offense for making it this far because of how fun it is. Genuine perfection. I think one of the most overlooked aspects aspects of this game are the maps. Team Vanquish maps especially have such perfect designs, and the turf maps have some sort of scale and power with a hint of humor you'd expect from a game called Garden Warfare. Both of these sets of maps represent two wonderful halves of what makes this game special. I love these maps with all of my heart. They are the origin spot of some of my fondest memories with family, friends, and all of the above. Now, the modes you interpret these maps with might be even better. Garden Warfare is known for its insane chaos, and I think the best way the developers encompass this is with the amazing game modes that single-handedly turn this game from a fantastic concept to a fantastic game. Team Vanquish is your perfect PvP gameplay. Gunfights, map play, teamwork. Your best bet for simple shooter fun, except instead of a World War II soldier, you play as a 7-foot tall shooter. Suburbia is your King of the Hill mode. Personally, I don't love this mode. It can be a bit steamroll heavy at times, but I will admit, having to balance defense and offense together to get the win is entertaining no matter the game. And the fact that it's in this game with these characters just makes it better. Vanquish Confirmed is probably the weakest mode, but it's still fine. It's essentially just Team Vanquish, but you need to get this. Confirm your Vanquish.
Say that again?
It's fun. This one is a lot heavier on teamwork, usually having a few teammates that are a bit more mobile being the ones responsible for grabbing these orbs. But I think this mode rewards melee characters like SB and Chomper just a tad too much. Still decent enough though. And then my absolute favorite mode in the game, aside from the mystery portal ones, but we'll get to those, is Gnome Bomb. An explosive gnome spawns somewhere random on the map. Each team has 3 structures the enemy is trying to blow up. Have fun. This mode has by far the best integration of teamwork in the entire game because of how defenseless the player holding the gnome is. It can lead to some of the most intense matches and has even the most kill-hungry players giving a shit about the objective. Every time this mode pops in for mixed mode, I know for a fact I'm in for a good time. Straight awesomeness. Now, most of these things I've discussed aren't unique to Garden Warfare 2. Garden Warfare 1 also has very solid maps and the exact same set of game modes. Now, they aren't nearly as well done in Garden Warfare 1 as they are in 2, but what truly lets Garden Warfare 2 stand out from its predecessor? Well, let's get into the Backyard Battleground. If I had to take a guess, I've probably played around 1,500 hours of the game. Probably around 800 of such was me dicking around in the backyard at a very young age. And there's a perfect reason why. The Backyard Battleground is the perfect playground for childlike wonder. There are details everywhere, graffiti placed around by plants and zombies, hidden areas, a gnome sniping minigame, and the flag of power placed in between it all. The flag of power is what the real name of the game is, and probably my most played part of this game. An endless horde of plants or zombies. The waves are themed until you hit endless, where it just throws insane PvE chaos. I was a little worried to come back to this after leaving it alone for so many years, but I have to report, it's still really fun. In my opinion, it works as a much better alternative to the 2 ops modes. Even if the map variety is, non-existent, it being endless genuinely increases intrigue tenfold and is my guess for why I was so damn addicted to this mode when I was younger. It also helps that the music is fire as always for PvZ. There are many other things in the backyard that are worth noting though. A majority of the golden gnomes are found here, which by the way, golden gnomes are amazing. Golden gnomes are these cute little collectibles found around all the different maps, some of which are in very clever spots like this one on Great White North that you need to break through some ice to make it to. Once you get them all, you get a cute little cosmetic, a shitload of coins, and it's honestly a super worthwhile collectible, and trying to find them all is a genuine treat. Some of these are so absurdly hidden that you probably do need a guide to find a few of them, but I encourage you to find as many of these as you can. They're super cute. Golden Gnomes also set up another thing I absolutely adore about this game. More than any other title in the series, this game takes the history of this world and characters seriously, setting the gnomes as genuine overarching antagonists, dialogue explaining how vast the PvZ rivalry truly is. The entirety of Trials of Gnomes is just such a cool idea from both a story and gameplay standpoint. It seems goofy, and it is, but it's the cute kind of goofy. It makes the chaotic battles online against 3rd graders feel real. These huge battles all being connected by these insanely entertaining characters and one of the best rosters of any video game. Everybody knows that the best part of Garden Warfare 2 is the character selection. We have 16 classes. 14 of them, however, have a minimum of 5 variations that switch up the gameplay in some way, whether it gives them an elemental boost like fire or ice, or completely changes the character's main primary. These are by far the best part of this game. Variants add a disgusting amount of replay value, but they also give you perfect opportunities to try new things and expand your palette. For example, when I first played this game, it was all for Super Brains. I hated this shit until my brother showed me Super Brains, and I only played Super Brains. I would sit there repeatedly switching teams until they would put me on zombies just to play Super Brains. And then once I racked up enough coins, I tried buying those character packs. I was always jealous of my brother for getting all the character packs. And then I got Electro Brains. Electro Brains was a faster paced, quicker punching character that mowed through horrors like they were nothing, before he was nerfed at least. And thus, it got me into other characters. I tried out Electrician, I tried out Electro-P, I tried all the electric characters, and it led to me realizing how fun these other characters actually are. I loved the speed of P-Shooter, the stun utility of Engineer, the healer attack merge of the Scientist class, and then I played them more. And while Super Brains will always be my main class, I enjoyed playing a mixed variety of characters more than I ever would have just playing one. And the game does a great job at making sure you play a variety of playstyles by using these character variants to merge playstyles together. The Foot Soldier on his own is just an assault class. It works, but it needs a bit more sauce. So you go to a character like Sky Trooper, a slightly more in the enemy's face kind of character. But you still need a bit more novelty, a bit more something. So you eventually stumble upon Camo Ranger, a combination between Foot Soldier's fast-paced weapons with a sniper class, making a heavy defensive option while not completely abandoning the aggressive offense gameplay that made the original classes interesting. Thus, you get more interested in other classes like Cactus and Deadbeard just because this single variant interested you in it. It's a genius design, to put it simply, and it works. Eventually, once you get a grip on all the individual classes, you realize how generationally amazing this game's raw content is. Because now that you understand how to play the baseline of each class thanks to a few stray variants, the floodgates of spectacular gameplay shakeups begin to open. You realize that every variant perfectly builds off another. You begin unlocking brand new variations of your character's abilities, leading you to returning to characters you possibly left behind while playing others. It's a wonderful, glorious, overarching gameplay loop that leads to you always having a plan on who to play next. Which character are you going to rank up next? Are you going to save up for a new character? Or are you going to buy something specific from Rux's shop? You decide. This game gives you unlimited choice, and that's what makes it so fun. You never run out of things to do with this game. You learn new strategies, you try out fun tech like speed ghosting and beam jumps, but at the end of the day, that core shooting gameplay is always going to be a good time, because it comes down to creative ability usage and smart positioning. It's not some lame counter simulator where your character pick will get you harassed in the game chat by your own team. Fuck Overwatch is what I'm trying to say. You can make do with practically every single character in this game, and it is impressive how many of these guys are entertaining to play. And the best time to be a gamer was when this game was getting consistent updates. Across 3 years, this game added a plethora of new characters, maps, abilities, and a brand new way to play in an entire single-player campaign. What the hell, man? 2016 to 2019 PopCap Vancouver was on something, man. The fact that they were building an entire game alongside it too made this even more impressive. By far my favorite update they ever made was the Mystery Portal. Practically every week they were throwing out a brand new game mode with unique rules and character selections, even mode-specific maps at times, which is sick. Capture the Taco will forever be my favorite thing to happen to this game. Garden Warfare 2 and Capture the Flag mixed together like PB&J, man. Even if the Mystery Portal has since been neutered, I will always appreciate these modes for what they brought to the game and the boundless memories I have with the Mystery Portal. The Trials of Nomus 2 is just... what a cool way to unlock 2 Juggernaut characters. The challenges themselves, the puzzles, the boss battles, it made this feel like a true journey, a test. And trust me, for 2nd grade me, this shit was a test, a fucking AP physics test. And Torchwood and Hovergo are cute characters, albeit they do feel a bit off for having costumes instead of variants. But if we traded Toxic Hovergo or whatever the hell for characters like Scallywag Imp, we won. Respectfully, we won. So with all this positive feedback, all of these cool updates, the game's selling exceptionally well. Why didn't we get more updates? More characters, more Garden Warfare? And why did they decide to pivot to a new idea entirely? Well, trust me, man. I want Garden Warfare 2 updates just as much as the next guy, okay? These games still have a fuck ton of potential. There's still so many awesome and interesting directions they can take the core mechanics, characters, map design, and replay value to make this an even better game than it already is. But guess what? The same thing applies to Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. This game had a lot of potential. This game could have been a genuinely solid alternative to Garden Warfare 2, and we didn't let it be that. So if anything, I'm more mad at the community for not having an open mind than I'd ever be at PopCap for simply trying something new. With all that being said, Garden Warfare 2 is the most significant piece of media I've ever experienced. Because this game and its disappointing sequel has taught me something. Across the explosions, Zomboss verbal abuse, and cryptic gnome lore, there's a message in here. There may not be one to most people, but there is to me. Plants vs. Zombies started its losing streak because we weren't willing to try something new. We were too scared to leave something we were familiar with. That we lost that special sauce that led to us all falling in love with the franchise in the first place. And I've learned that if I was able to take the jump from Super Brains to other characters when I was a wee lad, why can't I do that in the real world? If there's one thing to learn from Garden Warfare 2, have fun with what you have now, but there's a whole world of gaming, a whole world of experiences out there for you to cherish. Don't just stay in your little bubble. But it doesn't mean you have to leave your comfort space, because I love this shit, man. I love Garden Warfare 2. I love its style. I love its gameplay. I love the messages it probably taught me by complete accident, but I appreciate every last bit of it. Happy birthday, Garden Warfare 2.
What is up, guys? Zach Scott here.
Oh, he's trying to eat the bell, okay.
My brains. That's like Beats by...
Oh, that's